Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Friday, December the 6th, the year's 2024. Let's talk trading. Weekly wrap-up, NFP Day with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmal's. And as we end the first trading week here in December 2024, let's always remember to have our risk management in place so we don't lose more than we're willing to lose on any one single trade. So if we take a look at the weekly chart, we can see there's one gap, the New Zealand dollar, US dollar, weekly open gap that has not filled. The pound right now is 52 pips above the weekly open. Let's call it 53 now. 38 off the high and 157, 156 off the low for the week. If we zoom out to the month, we're 52 pips above the monthly open, 38 off that monthly high, and 157 off the monthly low. Which, considering this is the first week of the month, the weekly and monthly are going to be in sync. Now, we have broken through the opening range for the year. We're about 13 pips above it right now. We are above the opening range for the week. And speaking of the year, we're 61 pips above the yearly open, 40 off the high, 155 off the low. But then again, that's not right, because for some reason this indicator, I've got to figure out why it looks like it's reset the year. I must have something off by one. Okay, inside bars. We've broken through all the inside bars on the pound. We're breaking through that monthly inside bar that was 11 months ago. That high was at 27.58. The inside bar from 3 days ago, that high was 26.99. And the weekly inside bar from 6 weeks ago, that high was 26.68. So this past 3 days, we've broken all of those inside bar highs. Today's range, we have a whopping 72 pips of range. And on NFP day, there just seems to be something wrong with that. Because all the other, the only other pound pair that's left is the pound Swiss franc. That's coming in at 54 pips. And of course, the euro pound, that's only 22 pips of range. Walmal, why do people even trade that pair?
I don't know.
I mean, I know there's some people that they like that pair. I guess if you live in Britain and you like to go against Europe or something, but I just don't see it being, unless they have some statistical, trade that just pays them money like an ATM.
Yeah, it does move, but it moves in sync with each other. So there's very, very little movement because of it, because it's so highly correlated.
Right.
Those two currencies. But hey, each their own.
Yeah, and as you can see here, looking at the buy zone, we have dipped into the buy zone this hour, and we came right back out. And the red rats were rewarded, and then the green rats were rewarded. So rats got cheese today. Yale students got burned, right? Okay, Bambino Flex indicator said go long. Pivot trading plan near the pivot was a long, and that sure paid off nicely today. And we took out today's pivot on the daily, and if you notice, there was a pivot right here back on November the 13th that we took out today. Walmal and I were trading before we made this video, and I had mentioned that to him as a target. So that's one less missed pivot. We've got 3 missed pivots in November still, and we've got 1 in December, which was yesterday. And for the month, we took out that pivot at 27.55. in and out of that upper wick zone you can see here on the chart, and just, playing yesterday's high, yesterday's close, yesterday's open, yesterday's low. Just those four horizontal lines on your chart, taking it in the direction price is moving. For the week, we have 194 pips, puts us at the 33 percentile over the last 12 weeks. We broke out at a high right now. The high minus the previous high was at 61, and the weekly low did not break out at a previous week's low. So we've got a higher high, higher low happening. For you rats, high minus close right now is 40, and close minus low is 155. For you weekly crossover traders, high minus open 91, and open minus low has 104. So there were pips to be made trading that horizontal line. And looking at today's simple price action chart, let me flip that back to M30. You can see we covered that big up candle, and Walmal predicted 70. We were both short at what, 95 or something? What was it?
Something like it.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, and then we only took 5 pips.
But the thing is, I knew it was going to go there because the charts really screamed it out loud and clear. But sometimes emotion gets involved, your brain gets involved, and you don't do what you should do.
Well, you were saying you called that gambling, and you didn't want to gamble.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true. And I'll explain that is that it's the type of thing I can absolutely put 5 pips in my pocket, or I can take the chance. And I've been looking at the charts. It was 50-50 it was going to go down there. So like I'd rather put 5 in my pocket than take the chance of winning an extra 10.
And so, in other words, you're not greedy.
I'm trying not to be greedy, yes.
Right.
I find when I'm greedy, I pay for it.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, it's like you see it went up, it tried to hit that 28, didn't make it, and it was a H4. H4 has to run, it has to range. And it's just like, why not? Go play that M30 cover.
Exactly right.
And higher low, lower high, you can see we've been triggering some pips or some trades off of that. And they have been paying off. And you have to remember the higher low, lower high indicator is dynamic. So every bar, it's going to recalculate. So sometimes when you look back, it's like, well, that wasn't there at the time, and that's true. In fact, it just gave me an idea. Maybe I should also code that as a dot indicator, or did I already do that? Where it puts the dots on there. I can't remember if I did that or not. Let's see, do we have mid dot? We don't have mid dots on this chart. Which chart has this? Does this have mid dots? Oh. No, this has indicator 2. Is this one? This one has mid dots. Let's see. Do I have higher, low, low? Yes, yeah, show higher, low, lower, high. I definitely already did that. So we're talking about the week here. Oh, look at the price turn wick zone. Once again, these trades like to pay off. Good for targets. Very similar to the market structure people. But you just have to remember, off of a high, off of a low, for there to be a quote-unquote trend put in place, you have to have a flip-flop. You can't show me a pattern, a reversal that doesn't have that. And that's key. Okay. So for the year-to-date accumulated range, we have not pushed that in December. And if we look at the range by month, We only have 194 pips so far in December. What ATR percent are we at right now? We're at 50% ATR, and we still have 3 full trading weeks left. And the close minus open percentage is 0.35, so we're starting to move back up. And we look at the trade reminder. Let's just see. At the monthly, we're between wick zones. In other words, we're within the candle body. Lower high, higher low. That's an inside bar. We switch over to the weekly. We've got a higher low, higher high. Buyers are in strong control. Price is turning up. And we're above the upper wick zone. And actually at the NFP, I talk about gambling. I had gone long before before the open, because I was just, to me, there was just no way that these numbers could be good. And Walmal and I have this discussion every month. I say they lie. He says they don't because they don't want to do federal prison time.
They lie about the predicted. They don't lie about the actual. You don't get in trouble for lying about what you're forecasting. Those numbers don't mean anything.
Yeah.
The actual numbers, that too much money is based on that. So.
Yeah. Let's see.
By the way, just as a side note, we just covered the previous H4. And if you remember, I don't think we said it on the video, but I said it's going to go and cover the previous H4.
Yeah.
And it once again did it. Because this 9 o'clock hour, it loves to go and do that.
Yeah, and also notice we put in a 2-ball there, and we just had an opportunity to take 2 pips off that lower high. And now that the market's taking it back, swap over to the M5 chart. And you can see here on the M5, there's a nice price action there. One of the things I've done, I've kind of switched over using M5 and opposed to M1 only to slow me down, because I'm less likely to punch long on a black or a bear candle. Even though on the M1 it might be a bull candle, but on M5, and so sometimes, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying we just put in a 3-ball.
Yeah. And then looking at the, the candle color indicators, like, okay, the daily's green, the weekly's green, the monthly green, but from H4 down, it's red. And close minus open on H4 is 35 pips. So taking that H4, that 6 o'clock or 9 o'clock, let's say it's 9 o'clock East time, 6 o'clock West time, H4 candle open, that's a day's worth of pips right there, 36, right, Walmal?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah. And you know what, fellow traders? I don't know how it happens, but the fastest 15 minutes in trading is just about over. So I hope everybody's having a good year, a good month, good week, good day. And I wish you a fun and safe weekend. And when you come back to your trading platform, always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.